Dear learners, this is the second unit of the comparative government and politics, and this is the continuous part of the first lectures. In the first lecture, I have discussed about the significance, or I have already discussed about different definitions or introductions of the political cultures. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about the significance or importance of the political cultures. This is when we talking about the significance of political cultures is a vast. It play a crucial role in the shaping the political environments of any society. Understanding political cultures is essential for analyzing how political system functions, how citizens interact with their governments, and how policy are formed and implemented. Here are the key aspects of significance of political cultures. Significance that is first is foundations of the political stability. Political consensus. A shared political cultures can create a broader consensus on fundamental principles such as the legitimacy of political systems, the rule of law, the importance of civic participations. This consensus is crucial for the political stability as it minimizes conflicts over the basic issue. That means that when we're talking about the political cultures, their significance, their importance, and one of the important significance of political culture that is stability. And when we're talking about the political stability, how can we achieve the political stability? And these political stability can achieve through the political consciousness, and these political consciousness come through the a kind of the broader consciousness on the fundamental principles such as the legitimacy of the political systems, the rule of law. When we're talking about the rule of law, that means that everyone have the equal rights and there is no above the law. Importance of civic participations, and this consciousness is crucial for the political stability as it minimize the conflict over the basics issue. Next important significance that is called social cohesions. When we're talking about the social cohesions, that is political culture foster a sense of unity and identity amongst citizens, contribute to social cohesions. When people share common political value, they are more likely to work together to achieve collective goals and support the political system. This is also its important significance of political culture. And through the political culture, we can achieve the social cohesions and their minimize of the social conflicts, social inclusions, and all the things. Now come to the another impact of the political cultures, that is impact on policy making and also in governance. Policy preference, political cultures affects some things, the types of policy that are prioritized by both the publics and policymakers. For example, a society that values social equality may support policy like universal health care and welfare programs, while one that emphasizes individualism might prioritize free market policy. Legitimacy of government's actions. The political culture help determine what actions by the governments are seen as legitimate. For instance, in a cultures that highly value personal freedoms, restrictive law, or heavy-handed government interventions may be met with resistance. This is the important part of all the things. That is when we talking about legitimacy of governments and actions. These are the important parts. Now come to the next things that is called guidance for political leaders. Political leaders' styles. Political cultures influence the style of leadership that are acceptable and effectively within a society. In some cultures, charismatics and authoritarian leaders may be more successful, while in others, leaders who demonstrate humility and consciousness buildings are preferred. Policy implementations. Leaders who understand the political cultures can craft and implement policy that resonates with the public's value and expectations, leading to more successful governance. This is also important parts of all the things. Next important thing that is shaping national identity and unity. When we're talking about the national integrations, political cultures, that when we're talking about often right to a nation's identity, playing a role in fostering national integrations and a sense of belonging. This is a particularly important in diverse or multi-ethnic society where a shared political cultures can help bridging difference. Patriotism and civic pride. A strong political cultures can instill a sense of patriotism and civic pride, encouraging citizens to support their country, institutions, and work towards its betterment. That means कि these are very important significance of the political cultures, especially with the related to the national's identity and unity. When we talking about the national identity, that is we call the national integrations, and national integrations coming through the political cultures that is often tied to a national identity, playing a role in fostering national integrations and a sense of belonging. This is particularly important in diverse or multi-ethnic society where a shared political cultures can help bridge differences. Patriotism and civic pride. A strong political cultures can can instill a sense of patriotism and civic pride in encouraging citizens to support their country, institutions, and work towards its betterment. These are the very important part of the political cultures. Now come to the next things, that is framework for political socializations. This is also a significant of political culture. Transmissions of the value. When we're talking about the transmissions of value, that means political cultures uh, provides a framework for political socializations, the process by which individuals can learn and internalize the political norms and the value of their society. This transmissions of value is crucial for maintaining continuity in the political systems. These are the important part of the political culture. Influence of the institutions, scholars, family, media, and religious institutions play a key role in the shaping political cultures by imparting political norms and value to individuals, particularly the younger generations. This is the very important parts of these things. Now come to the next important significance of the political culture, that is role in the conflict resolutions. Conflict managements, a shared political cultures can provide mechanisms for resolving conflicts within the society. When peoples agree on the rules of the political games and share fundamental value, they are more likely to resolve the disputes peacefully. This is also important parts of all the things. Now come to the tolerance and pluralisms. In society with a political cultures that value tolerance and pluralisms, diverse groups are more likely to coexist peacefully even when they are have different political view or the interest. That means that there may be chances of the managements through the political cultures where generally happenings of the conflicts, and conflict management can be reached through a shared political cultures, can be provide a mechanism for resolving conflicts within the society. When peoples agree on the rules of the political games and shared fundamental value, they are more likely to resolve dispute peacefully. Another thing that is the tolerance and pluralisms in society with a political cultures that value tolerance and pluralisms. Diverse groups are more likely to coexist peacefully even when they have different political view or the interest. These are the important things on related to the managements of the conflicts. Another significance of political culture, that is adaptations to change. When we're talking about the adaptations to change, resilience of political cultures. Political cultures can contribute to the resilience of political systems by providing a stable foundations during periods of change or crisis. Society with a strong political cultures are better equipped to adapt to change, such as economic shift, technological advancements, or social movements. These are the very important parts of these things. Cultural shifts over the times, change in the political cultures can lead to significant transformations in political systems. For examples, shift in the attitudes towards gender equality uh, in environmental protections can lead to new policy and changes in the governance structures. These are the very important part of all the things. Global influence and the soft powers. Cultural diplomacy, a nation's political cultures can influence its soft powers on the global stage, shaping how others country perceive it and how it interact with the international community. For instance, the promotions of democratic value and human rights can enhance a country influence and the reputations. Cross-cultural understandings, understanding the political cultures of other nations is essential for effective diplomacy and international relations. It helps in negotiating treaty, undermining the foreign policy, and also fostering the cooperations between the different countries. These are the important significance we call soft power as a cultural diplomacy. That means it is also significant of our cultures, language, diversity, and all the things. Not only in the world who has the industrializations, who has the nuclear power, who have the arms, ammunitions, those are developed. But those nations are also called the soft power nations, where more civilizations, a strong social capitals, a strong cultural vibrations, and all the things. We also talking about the uh, we also talking about the cross-cultural understandings. Understanding the political cultures of other nations is essential for the effective diplomacy and international relations. It helps in negotiating treaty, understanding foreign policy, and fostering the cooperations between the different countries. These are the very important parts related to all the things. Now come to the next slides about the significance of political culture, that is impact of economic developments. When we're talking about the economic developments, that is economic policy, political culture can influence economic policy and the overall economic environments of a country. For examples, a culture that value entrepreneurships and innovations maybe create a more favorable environments for economic growth. This is very important part. Business and regulations. The political culture also affect the relationship between governments and business, shaping regulations, corporate governance, and attitude towards the wealth and equality. These are the very important impacts on the economic development through the political cultures. And economic policy, political cultures can influence economic policy and the overall economic environments of a country. For examples, a culture that value entrepreneurships and innovations may create a more favorable environments for economic growth. Business and regulations. The political culture also affect the relationship between the governments and business, shaping regulations, corporate governance, and attitudes toward the wealth and inequality. Now come to the conclusion parts of the significance of political cultures. When we're talking about the significance of political cultures, cannot be overstated. It is the lens through the which individuals and society interpret their political reality, and it underpins the functionings and stability of political systems. By shaping the political behaviors, guiding policy making, fostering national unity, and influencing the economics and global interactions global interactions, political cultures is fundamental to the health and longevity of any political community. Understanding a society political cultures is therefore crucial for anyone seeking to understand or engage with its political system. These are the very important parts of the significance, and here I am going to conclude. Once again, the significance of political culture cannot be overstated. It is the lens through the which individuals and society interpret their political reality, and it underpins the functionings and stability of political system. By shaping political behaviors, guiding policy makings, fostering national unity, and influencing economics and global interactions. Political cultures is fundamental to the health and longevity of any political community. That is, understanding a society political culture is therefore crucial for the anyone seeking to understand or engage with its political systems. Thank you for hearing this lecture, especially on the significance of political culture. Thank you once again.